What's going on, YouTube? Time for another exciting recap. We had a very interesting day today. And in this video, we're going to cover all the trade action that we had today, our P&Ls, and then we're going to talk about the prop accounts between Top Step and Apex. So first comes the recap. Why was this so interesting today? Well, we had a very solid call today because we had a double gap day. And what that means is obviously if you watch our indicator video and check that out and see what we use, yesterday's highs is coded in here for us right here on the dash. Price action in pre-market was above yesterday's highs, right? And that's going to cause a common gap, a gap up, right? So yesterday was highs were here and price action was above. So that creates a gap in price action. Second, we had a secondary gap. And this is from the daily gap we've been talking about forever back here, which we had shied 2 days prior. Okay, on the Monday squeeze up where we had some gone mass saying it was going to be a very nice squeeze into the gap, we moved all the way up, but we shied that gap fill. So this gap was still open between about 455.20s to 455.50s here. Okay, so that had a small gap. That is a double gap day. Okay, we had one of these a few weeks back, and these are very rare and they're very typical to trade because they don't allow these little gaps to these common gaps to hold up. So what we said was it's more likely to squeeze to the top of the gap, mess around, and then fail to yesterday's highs. That was the whole trade plan. And then we called the bottom of 454. I also did this for my chat. So if you go to my Discord here, if you follow us here, I posted this at 7:10 a.m. I said large volume profile, 15-minute on SPY near gap fill will be an area to watch yesterday's highs. So we called that at 7:10 a.m. Central. Looking for this big dump because our trade plan was to push into the gap top, mess around here, slam down to yesterday's highs, then go back long for the day to let the FOMO rally of sentiment keep moving forward. We are still in holiday sentiment. We are still in the euphoria of the holidays, and that usually does give us the long dominant trade, right? So moving into the gap, we had pushed up from a very interesting POC. Now that POC comes from a no pre here. We'll get the fancy chart here. And if you watch all of our volume profile videos, this POC comes from Monday, and this was the highest traded zone of Monday. So I called this to come back and back test this and then go back long. So short into this level, long at that level. That was the two-part trade that we had because of the double gap, which is a very rare scenario. Now this could scoot up for the rest of its days and just keep the FOMO rally all the way all-time highs, which in way prior prediction videos, we said it was going to go to all-time highs at the end of 2023, then hopefully a correct into 2024. Still waiting on it. We had a very good seasonality pullback, August, September, October, which is a usual. But now we should just get the continued shorters getting blown out and a lot of people getting pain from these force ups, especially from the holidays. Now, with this trade plan set, we had yesterday's highs as a long and shorting through the gap. And let's take a look at our intraday profiles on the Qs as well. And these were really big points of interest that I used to trade this NQ. Now, if I look to my left, and again, this is 2 trade day ago, I'm going to use my volume profile and I'm going to start looking at the highest amount of traded volumes from the 15. So we're on the 5, so these aren't going to line up. Let's change this quick. So on the 15-minute, we're going to have these large bars that I extended through, and that's is going to be our targets for long and short. So if you look 2 days prior, these are high volume zones, high amount of limit trade blocks. Block here, block here, block here. You see the volume profile extending super high, super high, super high, nothing, market order junk. So I took these 3 levels from, again, Monday, and that's where we got that POC from. And this was the sentiment. Now in the Qs even, we had a pop to standard deviation center. Now this is regression trend, weekly and daily. Again, we went over this in the indicator video, popped right into that. And we figured it was going to fail to yesterday's highs for sure. And that's a pretty much guarantee. And when we have a double gap like this, these scenarios play out like this so many times and they are very clean. So what does that mean for our VWAPs? We had to watch those center breaks and we had to watch those volume profiles together. So if we go to a faster chart, because I chart this out at 15 and 30 and then I trade off the 5. So we go back down to the 5-minute. Let's see what these zones looked like on the 5-minute. Once we had pushed up into our resistance zone on Qs and we knew it was going to come back down on SPY's gap, we have 393 being the very top. And then we have the standard deviation centers being the resistance point, fail down to the POC 5-minute, continue to yesterday's highs, right? Amazing. So plummeted through. What about those levels? These high volume levels got washed out immediately. Consolidation. Great. Now we have long targets because we washed out through them. Our initial outlook was long at yesterday's highs because of the POC on Monday 15, which we just went over. So if you missed that initial washout long, you had a yesterday's highs long back to center VWAP. So what I like to do is I use the extensions of the two deviations, and we use these on anchors on TradingView. A lot of people do on deviations. So here's the twos and here's the center. So once we were dipped into the low deviation of 2 and we started creeping up on multiple catalysts of support, yesterday's highs, volume area low, blue line. Yesterday's highs was a daily support, 666 moving average, very close there in the 5 minute. And then we had a volume extension of the VWAP here, but it recalculates. So we were pushing into that blue right here a little bit deeper until it widened out and recalculated, right? So we had a lot of catalysts for support to get back from the low VWAP to the center. And then we had our price targets of the volume. So once we found support, we came in and boop, hit that first one, boop, and boop. We found the very top. And then I shorted again at the VWAP center up here because that was high profile volume back testing, right? So we were going to come back down and do what? Confirm the long move. We only have one low. We are looking for the next one. Low number 1, higher low number 2. That's again off this beautiful 100 EMA that I love so much on the 5. What's that do? Pops back up and consolidate to further long. I don't care what this thing does, the seasonality and just FOMO momos all the way to all-time highs. I expect the idiocracy for that. Now, what this helps us do, though, is the common gaps that need to be filled gives us really good speedy shorts to take on and those trades to take hold. Now, that's pretty much all the trades reasoning that we have for the trade besides the RSI. So on the RSI and live, on the 5-minute chart, we were starting to see prints upwards of like 85, 87, almost 90. And again, this does recalculate over time, so it might not show it as high, but at one point, the RSI was stuck so high at 85.90 for this top, I shorted that top as well. Now, that top on an RSI 85.90 is very uncommon. You will not see RSI usually pinned there unless there's catalyst like a CPI or PPI or Powell speaking. You need fear, hype, and greed in order to push that catalyst on the RSI. So moving forward, that was the whole trade day. And let's get into the prop account. So I told you I go through Top Step and Apex. A lot of my trading friends here in the Discord wanted me to do some prop accounts. We are pro traders. We have real accounts for Tastyworks and Ninja. We've been trading those all the time. But a prop account is something where you purchase into a prop account, you pass the first demo account, and then they pay you for a secondary account. They hand you an account that you can trade to make money with. A lot of people have been doing this. I see it's the hype on YouTube now, so I don't really follow the hype. I just trade. You know me, not a big hypey here. So we didn't really follow on, but a lot of my chat wanted me to do it. Fine. Perfect. Let's get into it. So I hopped in and tested Top Step and Apex, and this is what I found. Now you can go to either one of these sites, you jump in, and they offer you an account, for whatever you want to pay for, right? You pay $50 for a monthly fee, startup fee. You have to hit a profit target of $3,000 using 5 contracts of a max position line and avoid losing $2,000. So that's how you pass the account. Now there are stipulations between Top Step and Apex where they put certain rules and regulations on you, and that's going to be up to each account. And we'll go over a couple of those that kind of irked me. We'll start with Top Step. Now I did the 100K programs, the $6,000 wins. I had 3 of them funded because using Trade of 8 you can group 3 accounts, and I thought that was pretty fun. So I might as well get 3 for 3. After I had passed the 100K with 10 contracts, I paid my fee to get the real account or whatever it was, and they took away my contracts without saying anything. It's not in the upfront. So they are not upfront about this. This is not actually 10 contracts when you get a real account. They incorporate a scaling plan. They don't tell you that upfront in big letters. They hide it in the little FAQs. You got to read a whole bunch of crap. Lame. So very lame of them to do that. So 10 contracts turned into 3, start scaling. Whatever. I trade my 3 contracts. And then Apex requires you to get a payout making $200 for 5 trading days, 5, 6, or 7. I forget which one it is, but it's a week. It'll tell you. So I ended up with 7 trading days on the account, and they did pay me out. So it's not a scam. They did pay me. I passed with their 3 contracts. I went and got my money back out of them because I was a little disgruntled about the 10 contracts. They're not upfront about scaling in the 3. That should be right on the main screen right here. There is no reason to hide that in the little stuff. Now they take away your contracts. They do give them back after you scale. So don't shoot the messenger here. But I'm not interested in that back scale. If you're going to let me mitigate risk and manage trades with 10 contracts, that should be 100%. Now, the other thing, too, the rules for payout, you need a certain amount of days consecutive, $200 minimum. Now, that causes a lot of stress for newer traders, I bet, where they, sometimes panic to make $50 to $150 to $75 just learning. You have to make $200 consecutive in a day to even get a payout. Okay, well, I got my payout, and I got 3 accounts paid out at like $700. We pulled out $2,100, and I'm leaving the accounts. I'm not touching Top Step again. So we're out of that. A couple other little issues here on Top Step. Besides that is like trail stopping. So they will explain a trail stop to you too. And if your account gets very close to that trail stop, they will not allow you to trade. They'll close it all the way down. Apex and Top Step have a different trailing stop for that, but it's manageable better through Top Step. Top Step has better support. There are still good things that you can handle with Top Step. It's just a little bit cleaner of a company, I'll say. But these are the main reasons why I went with Apex instead. So let's talk about Apex and Top Step and comparatively. Now, you can come in here, you can buy one of the accounts, you get this. The scaling, I'm sorry, for the profit loss. So on Top Step, my other biggest problem with Top Step is I have to log in. I'm blind here. Give me 1 second. The issue with Top Step is when I logged in and they tell you, so I have do not make 50% of money. So they're stopping YOLO traders. Okay. So this is the Top Step prerequisite. If you have a 50K account here, the goal total is to make $3,000 any way you can, but you can't make more than $1,500 a day. So if they cap you on your P&L, they don't want you to come in and YOLO in. I understand that on a real account, but on a demo account, just to pass the combine, stupid. So what this happened was I went in with the 100K accounts, and as a pro trader, I trade NQ, I trade ES. We do heavier profit days. Check our videos. I do 7,000, 10,000, 15,000 days. Live P&L, real accounts, real screenshots with my name in the account. There's nothing fake about it. And when we come to these, don't make so much money. That was another irk of me. So I made I had a 50K account when I was testing it. I made $1,700 in one day because obviously you got 5 ES. You can easily, run that. And they took it away from me, put it in parentheses and said I had to make it again. And I was like, okay, well, that's enough of that. Now, Apex, on the other hand, will not do that. You can come in here to Apex. You can YOLO the whole damn thing and pass the combine. They have a 7-day rule. And this is why I love Apex. Let's go over the Apex. Apex is way cheaper. Right now, they have 90% off. Save 90. Type that code in when you open up an account. $18. That's all it costs for a $100,000 account. So yesterday I opened up 7 more accounts to my 3 accounts here. And let me explain why, because we're going to start copy trading. And this was the challenge my group wanted me to do, because all these YouTubers are doing all these copy traders. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's show them up and show them how it's done. So we came in here and we got a bunch of the 50K accounts. And you can trade 100 micros in 10 contracts. Now, here's another thing between Top Step and Apex, where Apex allows you to do 100 micros, 10 contracts on the big boys, ES and NQ. Top Step limits you to 3. So once I was passing on the 3 ES and I was cranked down on my real account, they took away the micros even. I could trade 3 micros. Bull. So here you can trade 100 micros in 10 contracts, and Apex requires you to trade for 7 consecutive days. Doesn't matter if it's win, lose, or draw, and then meet the profit goal of the account. Okay. So the profit goal is $3,000. Don't lose $2,500 or they'll lock your account up. Also, a trailing stop, which you need to understand here too, where even if you're green and go backwards, it counts against your trailing stop. So what that means is if I am trading my 50K account and I make $500, that's to be easy, and I'm crushing it, I make $500. My trailing threshold is 2,500. Now there's still 500 points on the board. Okay. That's 500. If I drop down, let's say if I lose $2,000, I lose my 500 and then I lose 1,500 more, being 2K, that 500 is gone. Okay. It's 2K. There's been $500 of round trip already. That's the trailing stop. So again, if I'm trading, if I make $600, $700, $800, and then I lose it, and then lose another $1,500 to $1,600, $1,700, and I meet that threshold of $2,500 from green to red, they will still close your stuff. So be very aware of a backwards trailing stop. Now let's get into the amazing stuff of Apex. Now Apex, let's just log in. I'll show you my accounts. These are all prop accounts so far. Let me make sure I can log in here and show you what we got going on. Now, I'm gonna probably shouldn't show that account summary. Is this gonna show my account? Yeah, it is. Okay, I can't exactly show you. Let's take a quick screenshot here and then we'll blur it out and we'll put it up on the screen quick. All right. So this is what my accounts look like. I have to edit this real fast because I don't want the bad internet people to get me, So let me just color this in 2 seconds here. Delete all these accounts and boom. Okay, let's open this up. Oh, if it allowed, I don't know why it's not. Oh, ShareX crashed. Okay, 1 sec, restart. There we go. Perfect. That's what the accounts look like. I have this many Tradeovate accounts. Now, you can open a Tradeovate account and a NinjaTrader account here. You got to pick which one you want to do. One is through Rhythmic, one is through Tradeovate. But I opted to go outside of I didn't want to sign up for the Rhythmic one, okay? So my 10 accounts right here, and I'll show you this in a second. Let's go over the accounts quick. My 10 accounts are all 50K accounts, okay? And I started yesterday, so you're going to see 3 I already have. And this is what I mean by you can YOLO these accounts and get them in. $3,000 is my profit goal, okay? So on these accounts of 50K, I need to make $3,000 to activate my live trading accounts and potentially make money. Well, on these 3 accounts, you see I've already beat the threshold of $3,000. Now, I beat that the first day, okay? I have to do 7 trade days, okay? I have 5 done. That just means one little piddly round trip, which means day 1, I traded the account. I made $3,000 on all 3 accounts. For the next 6 days, so we get up to 7. My first day was already met the threshold. Top Step will not let you do that. Apex will. I met the threshold. Now what do? I trade one little micro round trip for a plus minus $5. Don't care what it is, because you need trade days stacked up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trade days is what you need total, and they will offer you your live account. Now, when they offer you a live account, you have 2 options: about an $80-some monthly fee for data, or a lifetime of $140. So I'm going to pay the $140 for the account for lifetime, and that's going to save me the monthly fee. No more monthly fees, no more nothing. Okay. So when the account's open, when it's out of the prop and into the funded side of things, the real account, you're going to get that offer, and you're going to pay $140 to activate your account for lifetime. That's what I'm going to do. You could choose the $80, but if you're going to trade for more than 2 months, that's already cheaper. So if you don't think you're going to blow up and you're just going to keep trading, go for it. Now, I already have 3 funders. So here's the challenge that my group wanted me to do, and they wanted me to look at mirroring. Okay, now Replicanto is the app I used for this mirror. So let me grab my NinjaTrader's P&L sheet for the day. Does this show my account number? Yes, I have to shrink this down. Okay, so this is my NinjaTrader tabs. It's not a screenshot. It's a real program here. As you see, now I had to shrink down my account size, but this is all those accounts, right? So the 3 funded accounts I have, you see, I logged into my Tradeovate accounts into NinjaTrader. You can do that, okay? I'll make a video on the next video explaining Replicanto, setting these accounts up in that, but I'm not gonna do that in this one. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm doing here. So these 3 accounts are the ones that are, not my drawing tool, funded already. So again, these top 3, I've made $3,000 already, okay? You see it? We've already got it. So here, it's all over $3,000 right there. My drawing tool has crashed as well. Oh my goodness. It will not let me draw on the NinjaTrader. Okay, interesting. The top 3 accounts are at 53,057, 92, 57. So like I said, I'm only trading a little MQ in and out plus minus $5 until I get to 7 days, which passes my test. And then I get the real account. I added 7 more because everybody was like, do 10 accounts. I'm like, screw it, we'll do 10. And then I started yesterday. I made $16 on the test, which I showed you in that screenshot. They were all at $50,000, $16 yesterday. So we came in today for our first trade day and it kept it very mild. And we made $1,123 on the prop accounts, okay? And we need $3,000 to pass in 7 trading days. Well, this is day number 2, and we're already at 51,139. So shouldn't be a deal to pass all these and keep going, right? So that's the challenge I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be updating you. I'm going to get some live trade stuff going on. I'm going to have OBS on the side for our next couple of trade days starting next week. And I'm going to show you guys how I live trade these. We scalp them in real time, so on and so forth, all the good stuff. So with that being said, that is my account challenge. Welcome to the first day of getting a nice little green. And once these accounts are funded, and why I'm doing this is because if I have 10 funded accounts through Apex, right, and one scalp nets me $150, that's times 10 because it replicates, right? So Replicanto, one click on my main account follows all of those accounts, and it automatically positions them into where they're supposed to be and what I have them set for. So my main account, like I have a small account here on NinjaTrader with like 7,800 to $7,900 in it. I put that as the main account trading MNQ, the micro, but I have all prop accounts, all 10, following with NQ. Okay, so you can reprogram them in between each other. So you can have the main account trade MNQ, 3 of the accounts trade NQ, 3 of the accounts trade ES, and we'll go over that in the next video. We'll link it below. But that is the update. That is why I picked Apex over Top Step, way less minimum rules. You get paid out twice a month. All you need to do is do 7 consecutive trade days, hit the profit goal. They don't care how you get to the profit goal. Just have a round trip trade, red, green, draw, whatever. As long as it's 7 days and it's above $3,000 in a 50K account, you are activated. So I have 3 activated accounts. We got 7 more we had purchased on the Black Friday Save 90, which are $18. We barely spent any money on this. And then once we are all funded on all of these, it's going to charge me $140 times 10, so $1,400 to activate all 10. And we'll be trading 10 live accounts mirrored. So stay tuned, and this should be pretty fun. We'll catch you guys on the next.